dead. You killed him. So don't let him. Oh, it could be the faceless guy, it could be this, it could be that. Bollocks, he's dead.
Would it be okay if we got started and when
Absolutely.
comes on, we'll get going?
If he ever fucking decides to grace us with a fucking water dancing presence. Good. Yes, no, we'll get started. Absolutely. Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Welcome to MCM Birmingham. How are you finding the con so far today?
Oh, take your time. Yeah, no, listen.
Sorry, everyone.
Here he is. It's okay.
So sorry. I didn't realise it was like this. Hello.
I'm having a wonderful time. I've done MCM Comic Cons before, and I've actually done Birmingham before, and I had a wonderful time the last time I was here, which is about 3 or 4 years ago, I think. I had an absolutely great time. I really enjoy doing the Comic Cons, and there are, you know, both met actors who, you know, come along. They don't, you know, it's like, stay at home, guys. If you don't enjoy this. For me, the Comic Con is a very, very unique experience, and I've done many of them all around the world. But for me, where can you go that has such an incredibly safe environment for children, for, you know, adults, for everybody? It is such a safe place. People can dress whatever way they want, and some of the costumes are absolutely stunning. Nobody makes fun of anybody. You know, for me, sometimes one of the best moments of being at a Comic Con is when you meet somebody and maybe they're dressed up, and if you met them on the street, they wouldn't be able to say a word to you. But because they're here, they're in costume, they just open like a flower. To me, that is one of the most beautiful things about a Comic Con, and it exemplifies what I love about these events. That one thing in particular.
I don't know what the question was, but that is a great answer. it is a great answer, and it's true. You know, it's amazing. You know, I think it's. I was thinking about reading about how Supernatural has just announced that it's doing its last season, and the outpouring of emotions from all the fans, but also from the people doing the show. That they announced it by the lead actors actually doing a video to the fans saying, we want you to hear it from us first before some, you know, studio sends their little press junction to junk it out. And I think that kind of sums up how they talk about this idea of family, and it is. It's like I don't feel like, you know, we come here thinking, oh, we're the guests and they're the attendees. It's like everyone feels like we're here together. You know, we're all fans of something. You know,
that's very true. That's why Game of Thrones is like that. It's like an incredible family.
I was going to say, how do you think that's going to compare to, you know, Supernatural compared to Game of Thrones when that finally ends? It's going to be chaos, right? With the fans.
I mean, I don't think anything can compare to Game of Thrones, to be perfectly honest with you. I am what I would call, and what you have probably heard called, a super fan. I have seen every episode at least 4 times. I have seen Battle of the Bastards 9 times. Okay, you know, and this is what the beauty of Game of Thrones is like. And as you said, it is like a family. So when you meet someone who is a fan, you know, you're not sitting on one side, you're suddenly talking about something that you both absolutely love.
Yeah.
And that you're so passionate about. And, you know, all the cast felt like that.
Really?
All the crew felt like that. And when you were told you had to go, God love you, you only had 1 season. But I was lucky enough to be there for 5 years. And the worst moment of my professional career is when the director, David Nutter, shouted out, "That's a series wrap, Bonnie and Billy." And it was just after my throat had been cut. So my last day was my last day. And it was awful. It was actually awful. And people would say, you know, they'd say, you know, you must come down to the studio and visit us. And I was like, because honestly, you missed it so much. It would have broken my heart. The one time I did go down to the studio was it season 6 or season 7? It was when Big Tom Hopper, who's in Umbrella Academy, he played Dick on Tarly.
Yeah.
And he had come to Belfast to do a bit of filming, and so I was taking him out for dinner. And I went down to the studio, and honestly, there were people coming up and giving me hugs and stuff, and I honestly was really losing it. I said, I gotta get out of here, guys. I'm so sorry. I was really losing it. And that's what the experience was like. And therefore, when we come to places like this and we talk to other people who feel that sort of love for this show, then it is. It's like a big family. It's great.
Are you going to be involved with the prequel movie that they're going to be making?
I believe it's set 1,000 years in the past.
Oh.
Maybe 1,000 years before Game of Thrones. And much as I would like to pay my great times 25 grandfather, basically the announcement was made that there will not be a single actor who was in Game of Thrones that will be in the prequel. Because it is such a completely different time frame. And also they obviously want this show to have its own identity. So I don't think there'll be any form of crossover whatsoever. It's quite unusual because there was another show, which I'd rather not name if you don't mind, but it was auditioning. It was based on a video game. And I can't remember whether Amazon were doing it or Netflix were doing it. But at the bottom of the casting call, no Game of Thrones actor.
Really?
And that's not the first time that's happened.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you know, there's some pretty good bloody actors in Game of Thrones. What the heck?
Yeah.
What the heck? Come on. But they did not want any form of brand recognition, so they said at the bottom of the casting call, no Game of Thrones actors.
I guess that's because of the strong character acting in the...
And because of the identity with the show. This is obviously a show that sees itself as a Game of Thrones type show. It isn't out yet. It's being made, I think, as we speak. So they obviously don't want any crossover whatsoever, which is fair enough. I won't be watching it, but okay.
What would you like to see in the finale? Do you have any theories or anything you'd like to see happen?
I have heard, and this is a public statement from HBO, that episode 3 contains the longest battle ever filmed for film or television. It is directed by Miguel Sapochnik, who did The Battle of the Bastards. I think once I see that episode, I won't care. Once I see that, my life will be truly fulfilled. I know that it won't be what a lot of people expect. George Martin does not do easy. He does not do easy. I know that George also built in 3 huge twists. Twist 1 was actually what got David and Dan the show originally. When David and Dan approached George, George asked them who Jon Snow's mother was, and they got the answer right, and they got the show. Twist 2, without wanting to give away any spoilers, but for people who have seen it, they'll know, hold the door. That was Twist 2. There's one more to come. I think it'll be pretty stunning.
God, yeah. I mean, that whole timey-wimey, crazy, fucked up stuff with Hodor. I mean, it's like, it opens, I mean, I don't feel like they've explored exactly who Bran is. And if the last season does that, then, I mean, anything is possible, isn't it? So that's really fascinating. I tell you what I'm really fascinated in, because I'm quite perverse. The whole dynamic between characters like Arya Stark and Jaime Lannister, because he's still on her list, and so characters that you've grown to love. I'm a big Jaime fan now. Those kind of characters, when they're pitted against our favourites, that's going to be quite. That's going to be quite emotional, because it's like, now who do you want to?
Yeah.
Now who's on the right side of what's going on? Because it's never been easy to like your heroes, mainly because they keep getting killed. but the joy of the fact that we still can't quite imagine where the story is going to go, even with 6 episodes left. I think that is really a testament to how shrewd and imaginative they've been.
Genius. Absolute genius. By the way, I hate Jamie Lannister. I hate Nikolai Coster. He's good looking, he's talented, he's beautiful kids, makes a fortune. I hate him. Just putting that out there, okay? No, I actually really love him. He's a fantastic actor. And, you know, it's a common theme in Game of Thrones. I mean, I speak for all the actors that I've been privileged enough to work with. Once you see an actor in a certain role, you couldn't think of anybody else doing that role. You just couldn't, because the casting has been so incredibly good. And Nikolai, as I say, is one example of a character who, I'm sorry, at the end of the first episode, you hate him. You absolutely hate him. I remember watching the first episode with my wife, and I hadn't read the books, but I kind of flicked through it. I'd got them all, and kind of flicked through, and okay, yeah, oh, there's Bran, right, okay, there's a chapter on Bran. And he's climbing up the wall, and my wife says, please tell me nothing happens to him. And I said, listen, don't worry. Oh, Jesus. She didn't speak to me for a week, it was awful. I said, I didn't know. And it was funny, you know, you didn't know. And the more I fell in love with the show, the less I wanted to read the scripts. With the result, at the start of season 3, I actually phoned the production office and said, don't send me the scripts. Just send me my scenes. I said, why? I said, because I don't want to know what happens. I'm a fan of the show. And I remember all the way through season 4, I told everybody, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. The last day of filming in Belfast, the season's wrapping, I'm doing a scene with Nikolai and Jack Gleeson Joffrey in the Kingsguard room, where Joffrey's slagging off his uncle about not having anything in the Kingsguard book. So we finished that scene and I'm standing outside having a cigarette, and Charles Dance walks up and he's in a dressing gown. He says, "You need a cigarette?" You remember Charles. I light the cigarette from him. "Well," he says, "the little bastard finally killed me." Glad you're dead.
Bombshell, folks. I'm afraid we're just going to have to cut this one short. So I kind of want to keep it rolling, but unfortunately, you folks are in demand. So
yeah.
That's unusual. Not according to my wife, man. Okay. Of course you can.
Thank you very much.
We're at our desk all day.